Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Transport Fever 2, and welcome back to me having the realization that I've overdone things just a little bit. Specifically in two ways. Way number one is that last episode should not have been an hour and 5 minutes long, and it was. And way number two is this place right here. Now, we've known for a while that there's way too much booze sitting around. There's 900 booze waiting to go and be turned into food. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's a lot of stuff waiting to be moved out. And it means that this place is producing pretty well, right? So we're producing just over 300 booze, and that's fantastic. If we go and look at this line specifically, it has a rate of 185. So essentially this line is moving just over half of what this factory is producing. But I just noticed something, and that's that these depots up here, while they are still getting some grain thrown into them, they're emptying pretty quick, which means that most of the trucks moving grain are not actually full, which means that the grain to booze lines are not that efficient. And the reason for that is that the rate on these guys is 467, and on this one over here, 365. Now, the reason that's important is because these farms have a production limit of 300 for this one and 300 for this one. So we have more capacity on both of those lines than the farms are able to produce. So what I want to do is go to this line right here. I want to pin this. I want to manage the vehicles, and I'm going to say sell, I think, 2 of them to start with, and we'll see what happens. That brings us down to 420. Nice. We'll go ahead and sell 4 of them. That brings us down to 356. We'll go ahead and sell 4 more of them, and that brings us down to 297. So 296, 295, that's fine. Now that number is going to take a little bit of time to stabilize. In fact, it's falling faster than I want it to. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate 2 of these guys to bump us back up to 320. That's still more than the farm can produce, but once that number stabilizes, we'll probably sell another 2 vehicles. Either way, we are now going to be making a little bit more money on this line because we are spending less on the vehicles overall. And this number is sort of shooting back up. So to be quite honest, I'm going to go ahead and sell another 1 of these guys to bring that down to 325. To be honest, let's just sell another one and bring that down to 312. And the reason that number is going to fluctuate is because there's now less traffic in the way. The vehicles can get in here that little bit quicker. We do need to do the same thing over here, though. This guy is 365 right now, so manage vehicles. Let me grab like 4 of them. Let me sell 4 of them. That gives us 319. I think we can probably sell 1 more of them. That gives us 306. That's probably fine. We'll go ahead and let those stabilize a little bit. And that should still be fine, because here's the thing. The reason I'm wanting to use these 2 farms and continue to use these 2 farms is because when they're working at full capacity, they will produce a combined total of 600 units of grain every year, which means those 2 units of grain should allow us to produce 300 units of alcohol, which is going to lead to 600 units of food. And if we go and look at the food production down here, this thing can produce up to 600 units of food at its current level. So this thing could, in theory, level up a little bit and produce more food, which is good because more places are going to be needing it. Now, I do want to deal with the excess of food that we have sitting around here, and we are going to do that. But what I also want to do is I want to come over to this line here, which has a rate of 187. I want to pin this. I want to manage those vehicles, and I'm going to say, give me another 5 of them. So we'll go up to 50 vehicles, which gives us a rate of 208. We'll duplicate again. That gives us 229. We'll duplicate again for 60 vehicles, gives us 250. That's still less than the amount of booze being produced. So honestly, duplicate again and again. That gives us 291. That seems like a pretty sweet spot for that. So now in theory, we're moving almost as much booze as we're able to produce, which means in theory, we're going to be getting closer to the production cap on this factory. So in theory, as a result, we are going to have more food going out, which means in theory, we are going to need more vehicles on this line right here. The rate is 106 right now. That's not terrible, but it's clearly not enough. So I guess let's go ahead and so this is a food to train line. We need more vehicles moving more food to the train more regularly. So we'll manage this. We'll go ahead and get, I want to say, I think 3 more should be fine for now. 132 on the rate seems decent. Bingham food delivery is an interesting one. The fact that it's backing up is kind of surprising. There's a lot of food waiting to go to Bingham there. So we'll manage these vehicles. We'll throw another 5 on there as well, and we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of winging it in terms of the capacities for those lines, but we'll see how it plays out. We do also have pretty good demand for people wanting to go around loop number, well, actually that one's not even the loop right there, but loop 1 and loop 2 seem relatively popular. So let's maybe throw a few more vehicles on there. We'll go ahead and say up to 6 vehicles on that. And then for loop number 2, we can say, I guess, up to 7 vehicles on that one. And then when it comes to this guy, this line that goes across all of the towns that we have so far, how many vehicles do we have? 65. Oh my God. Okay. Let's bring that up to, I want to say 70, 75, 80. I think 80 vehicles is probably enough on that one. Eventually we'll get larger vehicles so that we don't have to deal with these things, but yeah, I think that'll be just fine for the time being, and that'll hopefully get more people moving on those lines as well. At least that's sort of the plan, and that's kind of the hope there. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how the changes to all these lines go. But in the meantime, what I do want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to repay my loan, because at the minute we are paying some interest on it. It's only 100,000, but let's just go ahead and repay the entire $10 million loan so that we no longer have it, which is fantastic news. And I suppose we should just go ahead and optimize a few other places as well. That's kind of what I said I wanted to do in yesterday's episode. It's what I want to do in today's episode. So we'll see what we can do and we'll see how things go. So let's turn our attention to, I want to say here. I want to get these machines moving, and Bingham machines delivery seems to be the one. So if we look at you and we look at consumers, Bingham is wanting 52, 53, 54. I think that's what we're shipping. That's not necessarily what they're consuming. Suppliers or whatever. Maybe we look at these numbers a little bit again. So machines are made from planks and steel. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. Production's hovering around 115. So that's kind of whatever. What's the rate on you? The rate's 34 and 54. Okay. So the rate on this one could probably be brought up a little bit. That would help out quite a bit. But I think let's try balancing this. We have so many planks just sitting in storage right now. So what that says to me is that we are getting way more planks than we are steel. So if we look into here, we look at planks to machines and pin that, steel to machines, we'll pin it over here on the left. That's the two that we're looking at. So the rate on steel is 98. The rate on planks is 117. Now, if we go over this way and we look at both of those, let's see what's going on. Production here is about 100. So that's not terrible, but it's 2 logs to 1 plank. So if we go to, where's the forest we're getting those from? Where the hell? Oh, we're getting them from down here. Okay, so there's a lot of logs sitting around. This thing is producing up to 600. So in theory, we could set this guy to have a rate of about 600, and that would lead to a production of 300 planks-ish, which I'm not totally against doing. So if we go to you, we manage those vehicles, and we replace all of them with this guy. That's 1 point something million, but it should mean that that rate is going to increase because they're faster vehicles and they're able to carry more. In fact, I think they carry the same, but they're faster. The only thing is I don't want to just go and have essentially like 100 and 136 or 132, I want to say. Yeah, like 132, I think, vehicles on this line to match the rate. We could, though. If we could get that rate up to like 600, we'd be moving all of the logs and it would be kind of crazy. So let's spend a ridiculous amount of money to bring this up to 88 vehicles. And that's going to be, I know we have an issue with way too many planks already, but that's fine. I want to bring this production up anyway, and then we'll balance it that way. So we spent 2 million, 88 vehicles, 432 on the rate. That is going to increase, I think, but that's okay. So let's say 432. Let me bring that up to like, let's say 440, because that's 220 if we cut it in half, right? So that's 220 planks that are now going to be made, assuming we move 440 logs. So we now need to go to the planks to machine line. We need to manage those vehicles. We will not clone them. We'll replace them. And that's going to give us a clone, and that should give us about 234, which is fine. So that now gives us 234 planks per year, which is going to be a problem because obviously we still have too many. What we need to do, and I realize I'm talking super fast here, and I hope I'm not talking too fast and sort of like overdoing it and overwhelming you. I apologize if that's the case. What I want to do, and I could do this with trains. I'm not really going to, but I could do this with trains. What I need to do is I need to bring the steel to machines delivery up to about 220. I need it to match the planks to machines thing so that we can produce crazy amounts of machines and ship those out to Whitworth and wherever happens to want them. So that means going here, duplicating those 24 vehicles and giving us a rate of about 199. Go ahead and give me 2 more of those, which gives me 208. Another 2 is 216, another 2, 224. That's fine. That is totally fine. It's a lot of vehicles, but it's totally fine. So now that we have 225, I realize I've done this slightly backwards, but I might get away with it. The production at the, oh, it's perfect. The production at the iron ore mine is 600, and essentially what I need to do, in a similar way that it's 2 logs to 1 plank, it's 2 iron, 2 coal to 1 steel. This is going to be rough. We need the rate on iron delivery and coal delivery to be 400 each. So if I pin you and I go ahead and open the coal to steel line, it's 237. Iron to steel is 237. Manage those vehicles, duplicate, give me another 50. So we have 100 on that line. Gives us 474, which is fine. We can totally do that. And then manage these vehicles, 79 of them. Oh no, I'm gonna do it anyway. There we go. So that's gonna give us 158 vehicles, 476, 474. We, in theory, should now be moving enough of all of that stuff to do some ridiculous things here. What might have been better, what might have been a better idea would be to move the iron and coal from elsewhere and try and really bring up production that way, because poor Whitworth here is about to have so many vehicles going through it. It's gonna be kind of wild. That is a lot. That is a lot of vehicles. It's gonna hurt the emissions. The station's quality is worse. The traffic quality is worse. It is gonna hurt the emissions here in Whitworth, but at the very least, hopefully we can start to move things out here. Now, brick delivery, let me see here. So road cargo, Midhurst brick delivery. Hold on a second. Are we? Oh, I forgot we were doing that. So we're moving bricks down there. Okay, so bricks are going down there by wagon, but Whitworth wants bricks as well. Are we not moving bricks into Whitworth? I don't think we are. Interesting. We could. We absolutely could. Let me see here. So buildings, truck unload stop. They want bricks in here. We have a truck stop like up the street. That coverage is probably not terrible, but I could probably just get away with the little thing there. Go to new line, and we'll say, you know, from here to there. That'll be just fine. Whitworth is what color? It is bright pink. So this, and we will go and say this is road cargo. It's Whitworth, and it is brick delivery, and that will be fine. We need to say you can use whatever platform you want. You are exclusively loading up on bricks and then unloading whatever you want elsewhere. And that should be fine. Now I do want to get some vehicles for that line. So let's go to you. Let's buy some vehicles because of course Whitworth needs more of these. We'll say 3 for the time being, make them bright pink and put them on the Whitworth brick delivery line, which is right there. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see if Whitworth starts to get some bricks. We did, however, just get a bus. Oh, that's very exciting. That's actually perfect because I do want to go ahead and upgrade my my passenger lines. So let's get that done. Let me have a look at my balances as well. So this is wild, 1.4 million, but then losing. Oh, the bricks line is just losing money. I don't love that. It is moving fuel now though, which is good. So I'll take it. Let's sort by names here. Road passengers. I want to change out all of these. So the Whitworth loop, manage the vehicles, replace them, passenger. With the post bus ET13, it can have more passengers. It is faster, so that'll be good. The Peterlee loop, similar story. We'll go down and replace with the bus as well. The Norton loop will go and replace with the bus as well. This guy is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be 80 new buses, but I think it's going to be good. It's a very busy line. It's a very popular line. The Clitheroe loop as well. We'll get that replaced. The Bingham loop, we'll get that replaced. And then we have a second Bingham loop as well. And then I think that's all of our passenger vehicles that are going to be replaced. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm actually very happy about that one. And I'm starting to think, given the amount of money that it seems we're making and the potential for the amount of money that we're about to make, it might not be a terrible idea to set up a train line. Because, and by that I mean a train line that goes from, say, Midhurst to, you know, Whitworth into Bingham, into Norton. We'll have we can probably afford a tunnel now to go to Peterlee. And then we could probably have a little bridge that goes over to Clitheroe. We could probably replace that bus line with a train line. I think that would be a good idea. And it might mean rebuilding some of the passenger lines around these towns, which I'm not really against doing. I think it might be a really good idea to do that. So we'll see what happens. I'm also kind of thinking that I might need to add more platforms to each of these stations because traffic is getting a little rough around here. So let's just go ahead and add some platforms to the side here. This is ridiculous. The fact that I'm having to do this is kind of silly, but we'll give it a shot. And I'm thinking, nice big building there, nice big building there. I don't really expect that I'm going to expand these out any further. We'll expand it along a little bit though, just so I can get another one of those buildings at the end there. So right about there and right about there. There we go. I think that looks all right. And then what we can do is pin this, go to each of the lines and say that when they get to Whitworth East, they can basically go to whichever platform they want to go to, which is absolutely perfect. Same with this guy, Whitworth East, you can go to any platform. This guy, Whitworth East, any platform, and Whitworth East, any platform. There we go. That might help out. It might not. Traffic's still going to be a bit rough around here, but that'll be fine. That'll be... that's the fact that that's necessary is so silly. It is so silly. I'm also wondering if it'd be worth putting an exit up here. I don't know. I don't know if it would. Oh my god. This traffic. Oh, this traffic is wild. That is way too much. That is way too much. I'm pretty sure I'm still making money though, so not going to complain too much about it. We don't have as many logs sitting around, which is good news. Let me actually look at the rate on this guy, 453. So we should still end up with way too many logs sitting around, just not as many. Looking here, we do have an excess of machines, which is fine. These guys don't want bricks anymore, which is slightly disappointing. Bingham wants bricks. Bingham is getting bricks. It absolutely is. So Norton wants machines as well. Are we delivering machines down here? I don't think we are. I feel like I could get away with a little road that brings a little like road cargo line that brings machines to Norton. I think that might be a good idea. I'm also wondering if I can get away with a little country road that just sort of goes like this. You know, something out to like here and then something kind of down to there. Or maybe this one sort of comes out like that first. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. It's a little like extra road that gets us between the two towns. And then this, I mean, I kind of want this road to come out this way a little bit. And I sort of want it to go straight across to like here or down to like there. I think there would be better. And then where would I connect it? I guess to that road there would be the spot. So sort of bring it down this way. And then just bring it to, I want to say there. And that'll give us a little connection through. This could probably go around that coast and connect over here somewhere, but we'll see how that plays out. In fact, looking at it, I do think we should have a little, just some kind of little ring road here would be a good idea. I think there was a building or some kind of factory on this particular road at one point, so we'll do this. We'll sort of bring it around the water a little bit, and we'll do this, and that'll be fine. This guy can connect to that road just like so. Whitworth wants construction material again, which is fine, but that'll be a good little connection. So that should be a way for machine deliveries to go around Bingham into Norton Radstock. So let's have a look and see where they want machines. They want machines right here. So here's what I'm thinking. I think we say new line. I think we say from here. And I think we say to right about there. It's a bit of a distance, but it should be okay. Norton is bright red. So road cargo, Norton, and it's machines delivery. And we'll make it bright red. And we'll see how it goes. So we'll get ourselves some vehicles from here. It's again, more vehicles on the roads, which is whatever. I'm assuming we're probably not far off getting some new cargo vehicles. So this will be interesting, but machines delivery to Norton right there. Let's see how it goes, I guess. In theory, we should see some machines getting loaded onto that particular line at some point. In theory, of course, that's definitely the hope anyway, is that we see that happen. I'm also wondering if the rates have finally settled. So planks to machines is 254. I feel like that was higher. I feel like that was 400 at one point, but I'm kind of wondering if the number of vehicles is causing it to be lower. Interesting. Wait, no, that was around 250. That should be fine because this is around, yeah, that should be fine. In fact, this line should probably be closer to 500 with the 250 on the planks to machines because it's that 2-to-1 ratio, but we should be fine. And we do have machines lined up for Norton as well, which is lovely. So the good news there is that Norton is going to get another thing that it wants, which means that the negative, impact of the emissions is going to be sort of counteracted by the fact that they're starting to get more things. So we should see that population grow. When it comes to Bingham, 757 is not bad. Emissions are terrible though. And we could do with more machines to Bingham as well. So we want to do something about that. When it comes to Whitworth, it needs construction material, which I'm hoping it's going to start getting. It doesn't seem to be getting any, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we'll see how that plays out eventually. They are getting machines, they're getting tools, they're getting food. Really, it's just the emissions. It's the number of vehicles going through here that's proven to be a problem. And I think what I'm going to have to do is, once again, I'm going to have to upgrade a road and spend millions doing so. But we'll do this. This is going to be, that's 4 million. That's ridiculous amounts of money. but I think we need to do it. So 4 million to do that. 630 something thousand there, 1.5 million there, 1 million there. You know, it's a lot of money, but I think doing these upgrades at the very least means that traffic should be able to get through here a bit quicker. Any traffic that's not stopping on these roads now doesn't have to stop. It should mean that in theory the vehicles get through quicker, and so hopefully the emissions, I don't know if they'll go down. I don't think a vehicle going through quicker is necessarily a good, that feels like a very Jeremy Clarkson kind of argument to emissions. Well, if the cars went faster, they'd be there for less time, and so the emissions would be less. I don't know if the science checks out on that one, but that might be how the game calculates it. I don't know. I really don't know. We'll find out. Now, I will say, I do think this Bingham Machines delivery line should probably get a few more vehicles, so let's throw 2 more on there. Bring it up to 10. That gives us a rate of still 38. Let's throw 2 more again. Gives us a rate of 46. That seems better, I guess. Whitworth Machines delivery, maybe it should get 2 more vehicles as well, just to bring that up and get a few more machines into both of those towns. And then I suppose maybe we do look at getting that passenger line that I talked about. So when it comes to train lines, what I'm really wanting to do here is go to tracks, go to U, and I guess something a little bit like this. So we'll do parallel tracks, of course. We want it to come out in pretty much a straight line to about there. This isn't going to be parallel because it crosses the road, but that's fine. So we go to here, and I guess we want to continue in a straight line for the time being. So it goes straight into that forest. And we need it to either go around these mountains or through these mountains. And I'm inclined to say through. It's going to be a lot of money to do that, but I think it's going to be worth it. So let's just do a nice big sort of sweeping section of track right there. It's again not going to be parallel because it goes through a section of road. That's fine. We'll bring this guy up to here. And I'm thinking just sort of straight through, I guess right about here. Now we do want it to go to Peterlee, and what I'm thinking we do is we go to buildings. I think we do, I guess, a passenger station. We'll say 2 tracks. We'll go for a nice long platform because we do have the money to do this now, and we'll just put it right at the end of this road, I think. So we'll go for, I want to say right about there should be fine. That seems like a decent spot to me. So that's going to be our station. And then when it comes to Clitheroe, honestly, it's going to be, I think, a terminating station. So let's do the Clitheroe one, I guess here. I guess sort of in like this little corner would be a kind of a cool spot for it. So we'll go for, I want to say right about there. And then what I'm going to have to do is move this road because it's way too close to the station, but we can totally do that. We'll bring it right back. We'll go ahead and bring the tracks out of the station to begin with. And then what we can do is go grab this road. We'll bring a section, I guess we'll upgrade it as well while we're here. We'll bring it sort of straight down. And then we need to connect it over there. So bring this guy sort of around. I think something like that should be fine. It's a little close to the station, but I'm not really too worried about it. And then something like that. So it's, you know, it's looking all right. I don't mind that too much. As for the track though, can I get it to go straight down past that road? I absolutely can. And to be honest, I kind of want to do a bridge. I think a bridge would be really cool. So the track over here is going to have to come out something like that. It's a bit of a tight bend. And then I guess well, the bridge kind of needs to be here is my only concern. So the track might have to do some weird stuff, or it just doesn't do some weird stuff at all. Maybe the track just sort of goes like up here and the bridge is this bit. I think that's probably what we do. We do have a tunnel there, which I don't love, but that's probably fine. Let's actually do the bridge first. I think that might be a bit of a safer bet. I also need to like raise this up is what I need to do. Which for some reason, there we go. That's the control I'm looking for. So yeah, we want to do a bridge straight across here. So let's go for something like this. I think it'll be just fine. And it's not terrible looking. It's not the best looking, but it's gonna do the job, I think. We'll do, yeah, I think we'll do that right about there. So we'll go ahead and confirm it. It's 2.6 million. A lot of money, but I'm okay with that. And then what we can do is just bring it down something like that. And honestly, I don't mind that at all. 140,000. That's our bridge. Bit of a weird spot for it, but I absolutely don't hate it. And then we just need to bring this side out and connect it all together, and we should be fine. Now, interestingly, the tunnel is 4.5 million. That is a lot of money, but it is also relatively affordable now that we're making millions upon millions. And to get the second tunnel, it's 2.3 million, which again, a lot of money, but that's honestly not bad. That's a pretty good connection. This mountain range has been dividing Norton and Peterlee for a while. So this being sort of like the first connection between the two is kind of a big deal. I'm actually kind of excited about this. And now we just need some passenger platforms, some passenger trains, and yeah, that's still millions of dollars. That's still a lot of money. So I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're gonna cheat a little bit. Is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna fully commit to passengers yet, I guess. So if I go and configure this, actually, let me look at these lines. So trains stop on that side. So if I configure this guy and I take out these platforms, because we don't need that, right? And I go to platforms and I say I want passenger platforms on this side. That should be fine. We can then do a passenger underpass here and here. We can have a little, I don't know, side passenger entrance somewhere, I guess. We don't really need it. We can do the platform roof though, just to make the place look, you know, a little bit nicer, right? Get some decoration on there for the passengers. Once it's done auto-saving, of course. Any second now, there it is. And we'll do, I guess, some passenger buildings as well. We're gonna have to get rid of some houses, but we do, I think, need a passenger building at the very least, just to connect things together. Bit of a weird spot for it, but it'll be fine. And so now what we could do is go and have some crossover. So let's have you cross over to that side, and then we'll go and have this guy. So they go in on the right, they come out, and they need to go back over to the right. So something like this. We can have a train that goes between Clitheroe, Peterlee, and Norton Radstock, and that'll be the start. And eventually we'll expand this much in the way that we expanded the, you know, the road line that went between these three. I think that's a fair idea. So we need to get some signals, we need to get a train, and then we are good. And so now that the line's in, I do have to be careful naming it because I'm shortening Norton to Norton and Peterlee to Pete, and Clitheroe has to be shortened to Cliff with an H for obvious reasons. So we'll go ahead and get that. The abbreviation's TP for train passengers. And I guess, like I said, all we need to do is get ourselves a train. We're also probably gonna have to make some changes to the loops in some of these towns. So this Norton loop is gonna have to have an extra station down here. And what we can do is have a look at the Norton loop, and it is number 2 Kings Road now needs to have a stop down here. And that means that people can get to the train, which is good. When it comes to the Peterlee loop, it does have a stop just around the corner from the train and just up the road from the train. But I think what I'm going to do is just add another stop. I want to say here, which means the vehicles are going to have to sort of loop around, but that's probably for the best. So we'll add a stop right there. So they come in, loop around, go back. That's fine. So that's for the trains. And then for Clitheroe, we can do, Clitheroe is going to have to be changed kind of considerably because 2 stops are really close together. So what we'll do is take out Victoria Street, take out Church Lane, bulldoze those 2 stops, and then just add a new stop right there, add a new stop right there, and that should be fine. So after School Lane, we want to go here and we want to go there, and that'll give us a nice little connection. So now we're left with about $2 million. We're going to need to let the game run a little bit so that we can afford to actually put trains on that particular track. But I'm hoping it's not going to take too long, because if we go and look at our balance right now, 1.8 million from this guy, almost $1 million from the booze to food to delivery line, and then we're losing money in the places that I thought we'd be losing money, to be fair. But that's neither here nor there. That's totally fine. Let's just save up a bit of money and we'll get this train and see what happens. And honestly, I think about $4.8 million might be enough. So we'll take a look and see what we can do. Looking at locomotives, we have steam as an option. This guy's 3.7 million. Good Lord. 62 miles per hour though. That's not terrible. Although how fast? Oh, the passenger, the six-wheeler can do 62 as well. Okay. And it's almost $1 million itself. Good Lord. Okay. We are investing in some pretty fast trains here. I'm thinking this one, I mean, the line is bright blue, so I'm gonna have a go at making the A35 bright blue, and we'll see what that looks like. As for the six-wheelers behind it, let's try blue and white. That's a gray, I know, but we'll try that and see what it's like. Let's see, 5.3, 6.1 million for 42 capacity. I think that's probably fair enough. We'll go ahead and buy that, and we'll go ahead and put that on the passenger line. And I want to see what it looks like. I want to see if that was the right color. Yeah, that was definitely the right color. It looks white on the train itself, so that's fine by me. And good Lord, that thing is quick. It's already getting up there. That's gonna be so good. My God, it's quick. Look at it go. Oh man, that's actually really cool. All right. I'm kind of excited about this. I'm really hoping that we see some good things. Now we do, interestingly, have almost an excess of steel over here. We also have, good Lord. Now that I think about it, that's so much slag sitting around. So what was the rate on this? So 342. So if it's 342, what do we have excess of? Coal, so 170 is what the rate on this needs to be, and it's 41. Let me just duplicate those vehicles and bring it up to 83. And I mean, duplicate it again and see what happens. We're gonna start producing ridiculous amounts of bricks, but that's totally fine by me. That train though, I'm kind of hoping for good things from it. And then looking here, we've already got passengers wanting to head out and do their thing. So that's kind of exciting. We got the train showing up as well. It's waiting. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to see. I'm really excited about this, actually. I'm really, really excited. Already 12 people wanting to head up there. We've got a few waiting in Peterlee, which is pretty cool. And we have a good few waiting in Clitheroe as well. Not bad. That is not bad. We also have an excess of crude oil sitting around. This thing can produce up to 600. These guys on this line, I mean, I feel like we could probably get that rate up to 600, but that seems kind of needless. That seems kind of silly and pointless. I don't really need to be overdoing it like that, but man, this train is fast. Good Lord. It got up here pretty well. That's not bad at all. How much did it make? Nothing. I don't think anyone got off. Oh, they did. It just didn't tell me how much it made. That's slightly annoying. All right. I mean, regardless, I'm really excited to see how this goes. I'm really, really keen to see this train start to do good things. We've got a lot of people waiting down here already. Oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It is going to take away from the buses, though. So I think what we're going to do, just before we get ready to wrap things up for today, because I am trying to avoid doing these hour-long episodes, is, good Lord, this thing actually makes money. That's kind of wild. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Let's manage the line. And I think we are going to take it out of here, is what we're going to do. So it's no longer going to go to the green, I guess. I'm pretty sure I can do that. And then I guess it no longer goes to Queen's Way, and it no longer stops there. So now it's Church Street. Number 5 is Church Street as well. Can I take out that waypoint? Can I take out Church Street? So now it just goes from Church Street to Church Road to Church Lane, back to Church Road. Yeah, so now it just goes up and down these 3. So we have a bus that goes up and down those 3. We have a train that goes, you know, here to up there. So that should be fine. You can get from, you know, Whitworth to Clitheroe. You just need to get on a train at some point. In fact, you know what I think we could do? We could even go ahead and say, because we don't have a loop around Midhurst, let's do a loop around Midhurst. So we'll go there, we'll go there, we'll go there. We've got a problem with something at some point. That's slightly concerning, but okay. Let's go out to here, up to here. We'll kind of continue over. We'll come down this street because we can. We'll go to there, and I want to say down to there. What's the problem here? Passenger stop cannot be used by cargo vehicles. Interesting. I might have screwed something up there. So replace you. That's no longer an issue. Okay. I mean, that's fine, I guess. We'll go to new line. We'll say, give me... That's not where I want it to go. Hold on a minute. Take St. John's Road off of there. Bring it up this way. Bring it up that way. Down this road. Down to there. Down to there. And back. And that's fine. So Midhurst uses this tan color. This is road passengers. It is Midhurst loop number 1. I think we do a dash in there as well, don't we? So something like that should be fine. So we'll get some vehicles on that shortly. I think what I'd like to do is just throw another stop right about here. And then that is where we can have this guy come all the way down to Midhurst. So after Church Lane, which is number 3 up here, it is going to go and stop here. And then it's going to head back out. So now you can get a bus all the way down to Midhurst and back, and you should be good. So that's absolutely perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. That should hopefully get people moving around. That might help Midhurst grow a little bit once we get some buses in here. So we'll go ahead to passenger. We'll grab 4 of these guys in that tan color, and we'll go ahead and put them on the Midhurst. Road passengers is down towards the bottom. There we go. Loop number 1. And we'll see how that plays out. We'll see if people actually want to use it. We do have some people waiting here to head up towards Norton and whatnot, so that's good for us. I'm not really sure what it's going to do for traffic in Whitworth, but that's probably fine. Oh my god. I kind of feel like I might need to get another entrance to this place is sort of what I'm thinking here, because this is getting a little bit silly. Is what it's starting to do. This is a bit much. This is definitely a bit much. Let me go and configure this. Peterlee now demands tools. That's actually kind of cool. So Peterlee's growing as well. That's what we want to see. We'll go ahead and expand this, I think, with another 2 sections of platform, and then I'm gonna have to give it an exit is what I'm gonna have to do. So platform there, and then if we go to street access, station exit, we can put one here, but I can put one sort of there and there and there. So if I do that, and I do that, and I do that, that's kind of cool. And then I could do some entrances sort of in these spots, and that might work out for us. So I think that's something we're going to do. Let me take out this road for a second, because it's ever so slightly in the way. Give me a station entrance here, here, and here. And so you can get in that way, you can get out that way. I don't know what that's necessarily going to do for traffic, but we're going to find out. I also don't know if I can actually do that. No. Well, maybe. Can I connect these guys together? I absolutely can. Okay. Oh, man. This is going to be... It's going to be a nightmare, I think. I do think it's going to be a nightmare. But we'll see what happens. We'll just go ahead and upgrade them a little bit. We'll go ahead and connect them together in the middle as well. And, I don't like this. I don't like this. This does need a connection though. So let me bring that all the way back. Let me bring this all the way through here. And let me bring it all the way over to here. So that has a connection. Oh man, this is potentially going to be disastrous, but we'll give it a shot. Let me bring this out just a bit. And let me bring this guy. Oh my god, this... I don't have faith in this at all, but we'll see. Bring this guy down to here and see what that does. So right about there, upgrade this guy, upgrade that guy. Oh man, that's a bit rough looking, but we'll see. Let me bring a bit of road out here. Something to about there, I think should be fine. And then this guy can sort of come around to about, I want to say there, and we'll connect it to about there. And let's see what that does. Has that done anything? It really hasn't. It really hasn't. That's slightly disappointing. That's absolutely done. That's done absolutely nothing. Oh, that's deeply, deeply disappointing. I was really hoping that this was going to be much more clever than it has been. That's a shame. That's a shame. Which line? So it's this line, right? This line's coming down here, in there. It's going and doing its thing. I wonder if I moved its main platform. Like if I said go to platform 1 as your yeah, there we go. So now it goes to platform 1, but now it wants to come out the other way. Which I don't love that either. That's slightly annoying as well. So what about platform 2? What about platform 3? Okay, so platform 3 is not going to do it. Platform 4? What about number 5? Or number 6? That doesn't seem to do anything either. Okay. So stick with platform 1, I think. And we'll see how that plays out. So it does let it loop around a little bit. That might take some of the traffic away, to be fair. We'll see what happens there. In fact, I wonder if I just go and say terminals, because we've got... Oh no, we do have something on every platform. Okay. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, oh my god. That's terrifying. That's so much traffic. That is so much traffic. That is actually ridiculous. We'll upgrade that entire road. It's not really going to help because all of the traffic is trying to go to the same place anyway. We might need an alternative for this. I might need to use waypoints to kind of push the traffic, you know, not through Whitworth. Oh my god, it's backing up to here as well. Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. That is genuinely, genuinely terrible. That's actually going to cause some serious problems for us as well. So, yeah, we might need to use some alternative methods of transportation here, I think. We really might need to. I think, honestly, if I put a train station here, I could probably load the steel onto the train and bring it down that way. That might not be a terrible idea. Or just produce the steel elsewhere. That is also an option. I mean, the problem is we're using the slag to make bricks, and we're making a massive amount of bricks. In fact, we're making probably too many bricks right now. So, we might want to look into that. We might want to consider making steel elsewhere. Down this way, actually. Oh my god. There's so many of them. There's so many of them. That's wild. There's also a really good amount of tools sitting around, which is fantastic. So, I mean, we are making money. We're not making as much as I'd like to be, but oh man, I need to fix this is what I need to do. Can I get like another entrance here? Anywhere? I don't think so. That's disappointing. I was hoping I could get another entrance there, but I guess not. I don't think I can upgrade that road. No. I can upgrade it to be slightly better. That doesn't really do much, though. It just sort of increases the speed limit on the road, which is not really all that useful in the slightest. We'll also go for dirt out here because I can. All right, so this right here has helped us out a little bit. I decided to change this up. I've changed some of the entrances and exits. I've added some waypoints as well, and I've kind of routed a lot of the vehicles to go down this way as well. Now, it's not solved everything because we are still having some traffic problems, as is evidenced by the fact that there's still apparently wagons running around here. Interesting. I didn't realize we still had wagons down here. Let's get those replaced. We also got a new bus. It is considerably faster than the previous one, so we're going to have to upgrade all of those. But let's replace these guys with actual vehicles and not wagons. And let's also go ahead and just replace some sections of this intersection. And we'll just give it a few more lanes there so that the vehicles can kind of get around that a little bit easier. And that'll hopefully help things out. Although I think they're all sort of going in the same place, so it's not really going to do too much. And yeah, a lot of these guys are going that way, which is not exactly ideal. What line are you on? Coal to steel, steel to machines, machines delivery, coal to steel. What if we said that coal to steel, because coal comes from down here, iron comes from up there. What if we put a waypoint here and we go and find one of those coal to steel guys and we say manage line and it starts down there? What if instead of it, so where is this waypoint? This waypoint's here. Interesting. What if we were to say that it also goes to this waypoint? So that now sort of pushes it along here. It will... What is it going to do exactly? So let me have a look at this line. Color it bright yellow. So it comes in. I can't really see what it's doing. Oh, it's coming up this way. So it's coming along here. It does go through the town, which I guess is fine. Maybe we take out this waypoint and then we say, I feel like it should be coming along this entire road. I don't think it sort of needs to do what it's doing there. So if I go and add another waypoint right here, and I go back to that line, and I say, you know, go to this waypoint, that seems better to me. And then if we say this is going to platform 5, it should be able to get in there nice and easily and do its thing. So if we go ahead and make that bright pink again, that should mean that those trucks are now going to take that right-hand turn, and it should make life a little bit easier for them. In theory. That's a big in theory. Anyway, what I'm going to go ahead and do is leave it there for today. I think we've done a decent enough job of starting to optimize things. Midhurst brick delivery needs more brick or more vehicles. It's also moving food, which is a problem. Whitworth brick delivery. I mean, Whitworth doesn't even want bricks right now. Wait a minute. Whitworth, didn't it want food at one point? We are killing this town because of the emissions. Good Lord. And we're also not getting that many machines in here. We really need to switch to trains. We've got way too much going on around Whitworth. It's getting to be a problem. Bingham is doing okay. Its emissions could be better. Norton it's doing okay. It could probably use more tools, to be completely honest, or machines rather. Speaking of which, let's throw, I want to say, you know what, just duplicate the number of vehicles moving machines to Norton. We'll see if we can get a little bit more going on there. We do absolutely need to change the methods through which we're delivering things to these towns, though. It's getting to be a little bit chaotic. Now, looking at the passengers, we have a good amount of people wanting to get on the train down there. We have a good amount of people wanting to get on the train here. And we have a good amount of people wanting to get on the train here. So let's go to that train. Let's manage vehicles and duplicate. In fact, no. Modify the vehicle. Go to here. And we want to say, I think it was this color. 1, 2, 3. Let's bring that capacity up to 140. That should be fine. It's probably excessive though, actually. Let's bring the capacity to 98. And also duplicate it. So that way we're moving more per train and we're moving them more frequently as well. And that's probably going to incentivize people to start using that train even more. So I I think what we'll do, like I said, is leave it there for today. We really need to do something about traffic around Whitworth. That's something that I'm going to look into in the next episode, but I think for the time being, that is going to do us. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!